like Hayek talked about this idea of like you have people who are in legitimate time of like strife and sort of like economic uncertainty, and the National Socialists and Hitler kind of come in as like they promise this like freedom and solution to that.
Yep.
And then in order to do that, he talked about how they have to sort of like, gain unadulterated power to do so. And that's what Hitler does. He becomes Reich Chancellor in 1933. And then through a set of political maneuvers, one being the Reichstag fire, which is where basically the National Socialist they sort of created this ruse where they lit the Reichstag, which is like the center of the German government, on fire.
It's like the U.S. Capitol.
Right. It'd be like the U.S. Capitol building being set on fire. And then they posed it as if it was this group of communists who set it on fire and who were planning sort of this governmental coup to take over and establish a communist government. So then basically Hitler comes in and says that like I need to be given like full power as the Führer. Right. Basically what he's doing is like he consolidates both branches of the government is the idea.
Okay.
And so into himself. And so he has ultimate authority. And so he sort of you have this basic of like economic uncertainty in like where the whole country is at, although it was getting better at the end of the Weimar Republic. But and then they create like an artificial calamity in order to create the conditions for him to consolidate power to sort of solve these problems, so to speak. Then it sort of progresses on. You have this thing called the Night of the Long Knives, amongst other sort of like, big moments in sort of their gaining of power. But Night of the Long Knives is June 30th through July 2nd, 1934. Basically, the National Socialist Party
the
Nazis, and the SD, which is like the security division of SD, and then the SS, the two security divisions. They basically go through and start doing arrests and murders of thousands of political adversaries.
Man.
So communist, kind of traditional nationalist,
conservatives,
Weimar Republic people,